What's up, people? What's going on? Good morning to everybody. Happy Good Friday. Yesterday was Holy Thursday. I'm glad they didn't give us off 2 days in a row, because this is our little spring break. This is our little holiday. Because in a few days, we're going to celebrate the resurrection of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Just a little fun fact for you. Some little hidden history. I didn't get this from Tariq Nasheed. I actually got this from an OG on here, David Carroll. Rest in peace. So, did you know that Easter was a pagan holiday? The it's based on a fertility goddess. Easter comes from a fertility goddess. You know how the bunny, the rabbit represents how fast they procreate, and eggs represent, the eggs that the female carries, during pregnancy. That's where Easter comes from. But a lot of churches will probably, engage in pagan rituals, Christmas, Easter, all that stuff. I'm gonna try to refrain from cursing in this video too. But I saw that one Gypsy Rose is divorcing her former husband, her soon-to-be former husband, after only 3 months of being released from prison. And personally, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised one bit, because he saw nothing in her, only her physical appearance. And she saw nothing in him, only what he had to provide for her. But men, if you're listening out there, don't be a sucker for a female. Don't do something that you wouldn't do for another man. Now, I don't understand the female mind. I really will never understand it, because I'm not a female. But do not put your freedom on your line. Don't put your livelihood on the line for another woman. Take care of yourself, feed yourself, put yourself first. Because there's so many guys in prison right now off of what they were trying to do for another woman. Because now her ex-boyfriend, the one that's in prison, he had to look, if he has access to the internet, he has to look at the fact that after she was released, she found another person, got married, and moved on with her life. Because what I'm gathering is she has no loyalty to really nobody that she deals with relationship-wise. I don't know about her family. I don't know her personally, but she has no loyalty at all. And this is not a video talking down on her, because like I said, I watched the documentary, and I do believe she was a victim. Because I'm not going to talk shit. Sorry, man, I cursed. I'm not going to talk greasy about anybody. If I wouldn't say that to that person's face, I'm not going to say it online. But I just feel like she has. You're supposed to stay married. When you get married, you're not supposed to leave your husband or your wife. You're supposed to stay until death, comes between that marriage. But I do believe she's a victim of her sick ass mother. I'm on a curse, whatever. She's a victim of her mom's stingy ass nature. Her mom did not deserve to die, but her mom deserved to be in jail for all the lying and scamming that she did. Because if she was around when Dr. Umar Johnson built his first school, they could have had like some kind of partnership. They could have had like a school for the disabled and black kids at the same time. I don't know what they would have called it, but it would have been the biggest scheme since I'm gonna stop trying to be funny in this video. I'm telling these corny ass jokes, but I don't feel bad for the mom, because the mom actually was accused of killing somebody too. They suspect that the mom killed a family member that she was supposed to be taking care of. But this is why I don't give to charities anymore. Anytime they tell me about a like anytime, I told you I don't really care about people anymore. I really don't. But anytime I see somebody on like a highway, and I know this sounds really cold, but I saw like a mother and her son, before it was a husband with her too. They looked like they were Indian, but I saw they had like a sign, and they were asking for money for like rent. And I've never done that before myself. You know, I learned from my adversity. That's why I don't spend money. I don't go out or anything, because I'm not in no position right now. If I work for everything I have, I'm in no position to give my money and enjoy myself like a rich person would. I'm a little more responsible with my money. I don't like to just spend. I only spend money for food and my necessary bills. But other than that, I don't spend money. And it's worked out in my favor. But back to Nicholas, Golda John, and Gypsy Rose and her ex-husband. Like I said, she has no loyalty to the men that she's with. And I'm not saying all women are like this, but do not go out of your way for a woman. And since we're in a different time, men, if you don't necessarily like women, but you like men who look like women, don't go out of your way for them either. Or if you like men who identify as women, don't go out of your way for them either. Because femininity, it weakens men. Just how I told you pornography and masturbation does, femininity weakens men. Because I told you, just a little update on my job. All that stuff that guy was doing, the heavyset one, he stopped that shit. We actually work together. We ain't friends. I ain't trying to be nobody's fucking friend there. But we actually are on good, cordial terms. He stopped a lot of that stuff he was doing. I don't know why he was doing it, but he stopped a lot of that. Because that girl is gone. And I told you, I'm going to say this. I mean this when I say this. I don't think women and men should work together, because it's a distraction for men, for one, depending on how the woman looks. And it brings tension in the flow of work. Work will not persist in the presence of a woman, because sometimes they'll complain about shit that a guy will just disregard. Like I remember one time, the lady that had a crush on me, the one that was asking questions about the fact that I had kids, and I don't like it. Let me just say this: if I'm talking to you, like people, like I talk to people here on YouTube, but if I'm talking to you in real life, I appreciate it if you don't mention me. Just how on Fight Club, don't talk about me when I'm not in your presence. I don't care if it's good or bad. I don't like my name being discussed when I'm not in the presence of that person talking about me. And as a result, I just left her ass alone. But she made every attempt to try to get a rise out of me. Every little attempt she could. And I felt good ignoring her ass. Because when she found that didn't work out, she just went back to sucking my dick. As in, she was literally, one day, they kept putting me in this room where it was all these like ratchet ass women in, right? And then she was asking me one day, she's like, are you in the powder room? I was like, yeah. And I just kept it moving. And then one day, like I said, she every time she tried to like be my friend and she'd get mad at me. I just said to her, I said, it was a machine that broke down. And then I said, I was going to tell Jennifer that the machine broke. She's like, why are you going to tell her when I just told her, I was just laughing to myself like, man, I really must have did something to you when you got that mad. But here's the thing, she didn't get a rise out of me. That's why I feel good, because she didn't get a rise out of me. But I told you, if I were to hypothetically go back to that job, and work there, and let's just say I was a piece of shit, if I was a really shitty person, if I were to want to use her, not, as I say, everything that I have to my name, I work for myself. I don't take anything from anybody. The last help that I got was from my mom, and I would never do that again at my age. Everything that I have, or any adversity that I go through, I would just work towards getting out of that adversity. But I learned from my mistakes. But if I was a really shitty person, I could successfully take advantage of this woman, and she would probably still deal with it, because when you don't, I'm not saying she doesn't respect herself, but when you don't respect yourself, male or female, you take whatever you get. And I was once like that myself. But when you respect yourself as a man and a woman, you don't got to deal with people's bullshit. You don't got to deal with anybody. And I feel like Gypsy probably got some money. She probably obtained some money, and she didn't have to deal with him anymore. And that's why she probably moved back home with her parents. But don't be a sucker for anybody. Be very cautious of feminine energy. And I keep saying feminine energy because it brings a gap. It's very distracting when you want to get shit accomplished. But I told you, that girl, she hardly ever comes in my area. But she was the biggest problem. When she came, she was fucking everything up. Now that she left, everybody has left me alone. For the past month, I had no problems. I help people out there. I do my job, and I'm on my business. That the other guy, the same dude, he left me alone. Because other men understand that it's not very manly to be on another man's dick. Men don't do that. So he understood, hey, I don't think he enjoys the fact that I keep asking him questions. He's not really giving me any responses. He's very standoffish. Let me leave him alone. But a woman will, and I'm not saying all women do this, but they will pest the fuck out of you until you, I don't advocate this at all, but until you do something that could get you in jail or fired, they want to see a reaction out of you. And here's one more story too. I told you this before. Because I didn't give this lady attention, because we were talking one day, but the other day I just didn't feel like talking. She tried to tell one of the managers. She tried to tell one of the managers on me because I wasn't doing the job right. But she was just a little mad because I didn't say hi to her. But whatever. But that's the shit I'm talking about. I don't say hi to a lot of people there. I just mind my business. I keep it moving. Men can get work done as long as there's no feminine energy around. And I say feminine energy because there are men, there are biological males who act like women who also can fuck shit up too. But you know, God bless Gypsy Rose. Cause like I said, I don't necessarily feel bad for the mom, because she killed somebody. She took a life away. I mean, Nipsey Hussle, well, that's for another story, but I personally think he killed some people based off some of the lyrics that he's written and some of the interviews that he's done. I think he's murked a few people in his gangbanging days. But that's for another video.